All right, guys, welcome in. This is it. 8 o'clock in the morning is going to be the consistent time now for the live streams. I got some good reviews coming up in the next couple days, so keep an eye for those reviews. But 8 o'clock podcasting, nothing's going on. I shouldn't have to worry about anything like leaf blowers or street sweepers or anything like that. But yeah, let's get it started. So I thought of five more reasons why you might want to move out here to Las Vegas. After doing that video, I kind of sat down. I was like, oh, I forgot to mention those other things. And I also had a bunch of people asking, hey, what's going on with that haze that's going out there? We'll go over that today as well. But before getting started, for anybody that's new to the channel, if you haven't subscribed, think about doing that. And if you want to hit that little bell on the side to get notifications to when I post new videos, absolutely do that. And if you're new to the channel, go check out my playlist because we do a lot of different reviews, travel reviews, gun reviews, and knife reviews. And I have started off a separate channel for these, and I'll run that ticker right now so you guys can check that out running on the bottom there. So that's Reload 365 and Knife 365 as well. Now, for those wondering, before getting started again, let's have a quick look at the what's going on with that crazy weather outside. Give you a quick peek as to what's going on out there. So here is a shot of what's going on at the airport right here. Look at that. You can't even see what's going on. Maybe we can make this a little bit bigger. Check that out. Apparently, we got some outflow from some storms that were happening in the Arizona area. Heavy thunderstorms that carried the dust from basically, I guess, maybe southeast up to southwest or northwest. And that's what that looks like. Whew. Now, flights are still coming in and out. I know that looks really horrible, and it is pretty horrible, but when pilots get above a certain, maybe like 30, 40,000 feet, 50,000 feet, whatever it is that they fly at, you don't get to see any of that craziness. So that's what that looks like there. And great news for stock market and cryptocurrencies. Everything is green. Dow Jones up almost 350 points. S&P, 53, 52 now. 50. I was going to say 52 and a half. NASDAQ up about 209, and which also means that it has a positive effect on the cryptocurrency realm here. We can see holding again above 1 trillion market cap. Bitcoin dominance still down to 38.8%. And for those of you that don't know, when that Bitcoin dominance drops, that normally means that altcoins are tending to run. If you have a look at Bitcoin down on here, up 3%. Ethereum up by about 5.3%. Again, that merge is going to be helpful for that. We might see that hit $2,000 by the ending of this year for Ethereum, and the way Bitcoin is going, maybe we can hit at least 30,000 by the ending of this year if those things happen. But I'm a little bit cautious with this because there's a lot of macro global things that are happening that I'm still very cautious of. Inflation is still running crazy all over the place. And I'm pretty sure that Chairman Powell is going to add on another 75 points to the interest rates, as well as other banks all around the world, 50 points, 75 points, is try to help control and lower that inflation rate. But that is what's going on across the world. And of course, the passing of Queen Elizabeth II still being celebrated. I highly encourage everybody to watch the local news stations because they're covering her wonderful life. Now, let's get on to the top 5 reasons, or the additional top 5 reasons why I discovered that you might want to move out here to Las Vegas. And the first one is, I forgot to mention, as well as the monetary tax benefits and the entertainment options that are endless. We got great food out here. If you want to do fine dining, we've got fine dining of every ethnicity, every nationality, every food type you could want. Buffets up the yin yang. Every chain restaurant is out here. Fast foods, we in and outs up the yin yang out here. And the best thing that I will always continue to push is the all you can eat sushi places. For all of my friends back home in Hawaii, if you haven't gone out, like if you come to Vegas and you don't do an all you can eat sushi place, you're out of your mind. For less than $30, you can just go to town. It's like nigiri heaven. And I mean, if you want to waste your appetite on rolls, you can absolutely do that. But the quality of fish that they serve at the all-you-can-eat place is tons better than Genki Sushi. Okay, so come out here and try those all-you-can-eat sushi. So I mean, the number one thing that I can think of is that the food out here is absolutely amazing. And if you're worried about oh, well, there's no local food out here. I mean, you can get local food when you go back home. You're out here to try different things, but I mean, if you wanted to, you can still find tons of local food out here, and Zippy's will be opening very soon. So you won't really have anything to complain about there. But the food out here is absolutely fantastic, and you can get it at any time that you want. Second thing out here is when you think about the traffic back home in Hawaii, guys. For anybody that hasn't been to Hawaii and you think that this is something you're not going to think about, but traffic on Oahu, at least the other neighbor islands, is not so bad, like the Big Island, Maui, and Kauai. Population is very low there. But when you go to Hawaii, Honolulu area, the traffic is absolutely nuts. All right. The traffic is horrendous. Monday through Friday, if you are on the way west side and you don't leave at 5:30, maybe even earlier. I mean, if you leave at 6 o'clock, you're going to be hosed. You're going to be so screwed if you're coming from the west side in, or even from the east side. East side is a little bit less traffic, but if you got to get up early in the morning to get into the Honolulu area if you're working, because the traffic is probably worse than LA traffic. At least with the LA traffic, you're going places, and you know, at least you get to change the scenery, because you could be sitting in the same area for 15 minutes, and God forbid if there's an accident on one of the freeways back home. Remember when that naked guy broke out of the palace using a rope made of sheets tied together? Dude jumped like 26 feet to escape that place. The queen was corrupt as fuck. Probably AF. Am I supposed to say that F word? Yeah, I do remember that. Oh man, crazy it is. So yeah, the traffic out here though, it actually isn't that bad when you think about it. And when there is a construction project, when you look at other places, that the construction projects that they do, especially back home in Hawaii, that construction projects that they're trying would take years to do. Here, maybe like 5 or 6 months, and they're done. The Spaghetti Bowl lane expansion. I mean, I was impressed with how fast that took. But when you think about the traffic out here, you don't really hear about traffic problems out here in Las Vegas. So that's another positive, is like you can get to where you want to go a number of different ways. On the topic of traffic and I guess automobiles, the registration for cars out here is awesome, because it's not based on weight, it's based on the value of your car. So if you have an older car, your car registration is only $75. People back home, if you're running an SUV, it doesn't matter how old it is. I think it goes by weight, which is absolutely bananas. You could be paying like $200-300 to register your old truck, SUV, whatever, and it is totally crazy. So I think, like, I don't exactly know what the cutoff year is, but once you pass a certain year, it's just a flat fee of $75 to register your car. So the car registration out here is also a really good thing. Um, for my three or four, number four, I mean, this is going to be one of those things where I can't believe this actually became a thing. But when you look at storage, if you want to go and get a storage locker back home, because land is at a premium, storage spaces is so expensive. When you come out here, it's like half price. You go look on Public Storage's website. If you look, in the Pearl City area, back home, maybe a 5x5 might cost a little over $100. Here, it's like $50. It's so cheap out here to get storage spaces. Because I know a lot of people have things that they don't want to get rid of. Maybe you bring them some things from back home that you don't want to sell or get rid of, and you bring it over, and you're wondering how much storage is going to be. It's like half. It's like half, because land is there's so much of it out here. You can get storage spaces for pretty cheap. And the last thing I want to bring up is you can find hard to find items out here, like this right here. This is a shoulder. This is a leather shoulder. So if you're into doing weird things like making things, you can find hard to find items like that up here. Craft stores or other things like that. I've never seen half a shoulder or half of a hide, but you can find that kind of stuff out here. So those kind of things are not available in most places, especially in Hawaii. But yeah, I think that that single shoulder, that's about maybe 3 to 4 ounces, probably costs like $40. But it's nice to be able to go out and find the things that you want to find instead of having to order it. Not that that's a big deal up here, because we have like 4 Amazon warehouses, and the overnight shipping is outstanding, which is another benefit as well. And the last thing I want to bring up, which is kind of outside of it, like a bonus item, is we're in Las Vegas. We're always going to get the coolest stuff out here first. Like when Elon started building that underground people mover, I was like, what's that going to look like? And he's actually, it's going from now the convention center over to Resorts World, and he's going to connect everything underground. And guys, if you haven't seen it, Elon's underground people mover is insanity. It's literally just driverless Teslas, and it takes you underground to different stops. And to see what he's done with, I think, roughly between a year and a half. I think they started during COVID. It's now throughout the convention center and going over to Resorts World, and there's going to be different stop stations so that you don't even have to go above ground to get where you want to go now. So being out here, we're always going to get the coolest stuff first, and there's a lot more space to do things too. And I'm wondering when they're going to connect that rail system from Las Vegas over to California. That would be a cool thing too. But just as I was kind of going to sleep the other night, I thought, I forgot to mention these other cool things about living in Las Vegas. And that's the ending of the video that I got right now. Well, all right, guys, again, the live streams are going to be going 8 o'clock every morning, and I got some really good gun reviews coming up, so keep an eye out for that. We got some turkey on turkey pistol action that's coming out, and man, I can't believe the quality of pistols that are coming out then. Well, all right, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, and keep an eye out for those new reviews.